Hello and welcome to Downright Fierce Gaming, America's biggest little podcast. My name is Josh Sensia. With me is
Brandon Akers
and
Tristan Haynes.
What's going on, guys? We are in our new studio, and by new studio, I mean the master bedroom. I moved the bed to a smaller room, and then we are recording in the master bedroom, which means we have lots of room and lots more problems.
More space.
We should have kept the bed so that we could podcast from the bed.
Oh, that's actually a fantastic idea.
We need to do the next episode.
Just one time, just lounging out, just spooning and stuff, hanging out. That'd be good. We also have, if you are wondering why, if you're watching the videos live or you're watching it later on YouTube and you're wondering why we keep looking up, it is because there's a giant TV in front of us that will allow us to all look at chat, so that way we can, talk with you easier and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so get the 21 questions out of the way.
Yeah, I'm already looking at us, looking at this screen, and it looks so bad.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm blurry. Always blurry.
Yeah, and then we're blurry, and we're going to figure out different things. Mark Mayfield says bedcast. I like it. We should actually, let's just do a one-episode bedcast.
Oh, yeah. We should do it when we're drunk. See what happens.
Let's start with the first thing that's going to screw up, probably. It's Fierce. Yep, there it is. Fierce News. It sounds so bad in the audio when it screws up. It sounds so terrible.
Sorry,
I gotta figure out what's going on. Yeah, sorry, headphone users, exactly. So Fierce News, we have a lot of big news this week. The biggest and most exciting is the new trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2, which, as I realize, I think that might have audio issues too. So if it does, we're gonna cut out of it. But I feel like everybody should be on the same page with this. It's a really big announcement. Rockstar only puts out lately. They only put out like 10 games. And I don't mean like 10, number 10 games. I'm saying they, 10 out of 10 games. So we're all going to watch this trailer if you haven't seen it yet. And if it starts messing up, then we'll come right back to us. So we'll see you in a second.
You got some money for me, boy? Seen your name in our ledger.
You're a wanted man, Mr. Morgan.
Maybe when your mother's finished mourning your father, I'll keep her in black on your behalf. We got lawmen in 3 different states after us. They chased us from the west, they chased us over the mountains.
We'll need an extra gun.
This place ain't no such thing as civilized.
You're the only one of these fools that I trust.
Where's our money?
Do you have my bag?
Always, Dutch.
Product not yet rated.
Damn! First of all, it worked.
Yeah.
Yes! Second of all, wow! Wow, what a trailer. What did you guys think of it?
It's pretty damn good.
That one line you commented when he said it was
He talks about keeping the mom in black on his behalf. Yeah.
Oh, so good, so good. Anyways, yeah, Red Dead Redemption. Oh, actually, sorry, Brandon. What did you think about it? Was there something that made you feel a little testy about the
I just found it hilarious that they put a little extra effort into this and put a whole horse dick.
There it is.
Horse
yeah.
dick.
The horse dick mechanics apparently have been updated for the new Red Dead Redemption game, at least in the cinematics.
Yeah.
But I kind of hope that at least in the gameplay, when you're riding around, it's like flopping everywhere and just,
That's why it won't be coming to PC, because of the nightmare mods that people are going to make for that.
Oh my god, just giant horse dick.
Yeah.
Mark Mayfield says, that would make me buy a console if it ends up not coming to PC. That is actually, I'm sure eventually it will, but with games like this, we saw it with Destiny. PC, although it's easier to develop exclusively for when they develop for consoles and then they have something go to the PC, they try not to do the port situation. Ports have always, had a kind of a shaky thing when it going to PC, especially if it's downscaled or anything like that. People want the 4K, they want the smooth frame rates, so it's a little bit trickier. They have to, kind of work with that. Also, Carolina, whatever your name is. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. You there. So, I never knew how to say her name. It's
Carolina.
Carolina?
Yep.
I think I've alternated back and forth in person. I'm like, hey, Carolina. Hey, Carolina. Hey, Carolina. Okay. Anyways, so here's what we know about Red Dead Redemption 2. It is going to be a prequel. It's going to star a new character. Rockstar describes the game as the story of outlaw Arthur Morgan and the Vanderlyn gang as they rob, fight, and steal their way across the vast and rugged heart of America in order to survive. Now, the Vanderlyn gang is also known as Dutch's gang, which the last game's protagonist, John Marston, would eventually join and leave. The game will also feature an online mode set in the main game world, kind of like GTA Online, and the game's going to be released on PS4 and Xbox One spring 2018. You can pre-order the game on Amazon, but no PC version has been announced. And it's kind of funny with that article, it said no PC version or Switch version has been announced.
Switch, yeah.
I'm like, I don't think that's coming to Switch. I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm a little thrown off. Why is it called Red Dead Redemption 2 and be a prequel?
That can happen. That happens all the time.
It just feels weird every time I see it.
I mean,
Borderlands didn't do... It wasn't Borderlands 2, the prequel.
I mean, but there are movies and, games that the sequel would be a prequel. I'm trying to remember an example.
Yeah, I'm like waiting for it.
I know there's an example. There's got to be an example.
We'll come back to that because it's going to take a minute.
I mean, that's it for that story. So we're either gonna figure it out or move on. If you in the comments can think of one, then
it's more like an anthology. I mean, it's not a continuation of the story, so I could see why it could be Red Dead Redemption 2 because it's that universe, but it's a self-contained story.
And also, you can't really have a sequel to the first one because it ended in the 40s, wasn't it? It was like.
I thought it was earlier than that.
Earlier, I mean, I know it was 1900s. It was at least early 1900s, and cowboys. I mean, the whole idea of the game was cowboys are on their way out. This is like the last cowboys. So if you have something that's later, then no cowboys. We want cowboys in Red Dead. No, where have all the cowboys gone? That's what I want to know. Nothing. God damn it! Come on, that's a good one. Where have all? Okay, we have new information on the upcoming Ataribox. So we've been talking about this one a lot. It's going to launch late spring 2018 for between $250 and $300. It's going to be a Linux-based console that is a full PC experience for the TV, bringing you streaming applications, social browsing, music, and more. It's going to feature an AMD processor with Radeon graphics. It's going to come preloaded with retro Atari games as well as current titles from a range of studios. And the most recent report also confirms something that we talked about, a rumor that the console was going to be crowdfunded. It is going to be crowdfunded. They're going to be using Indiegogo, and that's going to be starting in the coming months. This is just the dumbest idea ever.
It's the fourth time it's happened, I think. So Alienware has one, Steam has one, Razer has one, now Atari has one that's not even Atari, it's some third-party company that's just stealing the name.
And not only, I mean, they're crowdfunding this, so that means they don't even have the capital to take that hit on the console. Like, this is their moneymaker. The console is their moneymaker, and the fact that they're only spending $300 on this, I mean, they have to make some money. So it would be $250 or maybe $200 on a PC console. I mean, not PC, Linux, but you know what I mean. That's just, you can't make anything that's going to compare to current gen consoles.
It seems it's going to be like a Roku. Like
I was
on that level, or like
on crack,
an Ouya or something.
Yeah. I bet it's gonna be we could do that better.
Oh yeah.
Mark Bayfield says budget Steam box. I mean, that's what it is. It's gonna be an underpowered PC that is not gonna. It's gonna play indie games. It's gonna play Binding of Isaac and Limbo.
That game's awesome.
No. Oh no. Don't get me wrong.
Hold on.
But you can do that on your phone. I mean, you can do that on your console. Why would you spend $250 to play Binding of Isaac? That doesn't make sense.
Because it's sick.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe.
I don't want it to be portable anymore.
Yeah.
Now if this is portable, yes, I understand the Steam box, but because the Steam box is portable, right?
No.
Okay. Well,
none of them are portable.
They had something. They had they had.
If you get
Nvidia had a portable thing.
They have the Shield.
The Shield. Yeah. So I mean,
which
now
is
we're
not as powerful as. I mean, it'd be equivalent to the Nvidia Shield. There you go.
Yeah. So if it was portable, maybe for $250, $300. Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. So let's see. Moving on to actually Tristan. Why don't you take us away on this story that I will give you the paper for?
All right. Developer Bluehole, creator of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which we all love, announced the formation of PUBG Corporation, a company that will exclusively be working on PUBG. PUBG Corp CEO Chang Han Kim, former Bluehole vice president, said in a recent statement, "Given PlayerUnknown Battleground global success, we want to ensure that we have operational efficiency that is required to support the game globally. This new structure allows us to be nimble as we look toward the expansion of strategic business opportunities that include the game's potential in the esports sector and the growth of PUBG as a true global IP franchise."
Thanks, Tristan.
Yeah.
Back to us.
It's silly.
It's silly?
Yeah.
Why?
Focus on fixing the game first.
Well,
before
I mean,
you
that's
talk
what
about
they're doing.
esports.
No, I mean, but that's what they're doing. They're trying to refine the game. I mean, if you refine the game enough to where you're able to bring it to the esport arena, then, no pun intended, then you just have a better game by the end of that.
Yeah.
But they're dedicating an entire company to making this game better.
I mean, they already had an entire company. I can't think of anything else Bluehole is working on.
Bluehole worked on the battle arena for Fortnite, didn't they? Or some of the developers, they helped with that? Isn't that the whole controversy? Like they're getting sued?
No, they use the engine.
Yeah.
So
they use the engine?
Yeah.
Okay. Engine. No, and Bluehole is working on other things. I forgot what, but I remember we did a story a while ago. They're doing some like indie projects. But I mean, to have a team specifically devoted, like this is their 9-day job. Like I think that's important.
Well, I mean, I hope if anything with the devoted team that they actually step up their game and get it out of early access and.
Well, that's happening this year. I think it's November or December.
2 months, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that
getting out of early access and getting out of early access successfully, huge difference.
So would you say Ark's leave of early access was successful?
I think that their expansion made it successful.
Okay. Because I remember I booted that game up after not playing it for a long time, and this is the full release, and yes, it felt a little bit better from when I played it like years ago, but at the same time, it didn't feel like I was expecting this giant shift. Like all of a sudden, like this is like a AAA title, and I needed to like temper my expectations because that's not really what that means. It just means that they're comfortable enough putting this out for retail, and they're still going to patch and they're still going to fix those bugs, but I think that's what's going to happen with PUBG is that they're going to iron out as many bugs as they can and just be like, you know what, this is the best we can get it. Let's just ship it out. And
the thing that I'm scared about with PUBG is they went into early access so early. They've had their content out, and it's a unique concept in the sense of, hey, it's a giant free-for-all on a sinking island. But it's a first-person shooter, whereas Ark was such a unique experience. Nobody was trying to mimic that and copy it. So now, by the time they go full release...
Well, I mean, how unique was Ark, though? I mean, it's feeding off of the whole Minecraft, and survival thing. I mean, there's lots of games like survival. Rust. There was Rust even before Ark. There was DayZ without the construction, but there's...
Neither of those games compete with Ark's graphics, the way that it looks, the environment, Ark had also, a lot of beautiful things that made it hugely different than anybody else,
and also like how smooth it was too. I mean, those other games were buggy as hell. Like you play it for a second, you're like, wow, this is just a buggy mess. And Ark, even from when I first played it, it was surprisingly it still had its issues, of course, but like it was surprisingly good.
And so I'm scared that by the time PUBG finally becomes solid and running 100% with here it is, here's my console, because they don't even have it available for Xbox yet, right?
No, that's coming.
They're still play testing that.
Yeah,
next year.
They've had it, I think, at Gamescom. Maybe they had it showing.
And so, I mean, by the time they launch something, Epic's already on their tail, right?
Yeah, and apparently that runs very well.
And that's already out.
I mean, here's the scary thing: is you got a underground team working on something that has been in development for a little over 2 years, and a bigger name's like, oh, great idea. Good thing it's not copyrighted. I'm going to go ahead and make something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean that's inevitable when you have a game like that. You get people to copy it. I mean, that's the first one I feel was DayZ. DayZ brought that whole survival, PvP roguelike type game.
Right.
And actually, that would just be a rogue game, right? Like I don't know. I forgot the correct vernacular for that, but so that started it, and they just couldn't finish it. They couldn't bring it to that next level, and then all these other games kind of came on. They're like, hey, we can do that better. I mean, PUBG is basically exactly like DayZ, and
it's very similar.
And actually, PUBG is exactly like H1Z1. H1Z1 is exactly like DayZ. So yeah, you're right. It does build, and it looks like Mark Mayfield agrees with you. He says PUBG fad will be dead by calendar Q1 2018. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that quick.
I mean, they have a possibility of making a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they just got another 3 million people who bought it. It went from 10, now it's 13 million. So I mean, it's for the fad to get dead that quick.
I think the longer it takes for them to get everything fixed, the sooner it's going to die. So I would say that might be a little too soon, but if they don't start working on it, like there's no vaulting. They've been talking about that for months.
Add that vaulting. Yeah. Add that vaulting.
Stuff like that. Like it's still pretty janky. So
yeah. All right, so let's move on. Sony Interactive Entertainment President Andrew House was asked in an interview with Bloomberg about a possible successor to the Vita to compete with Switch. He said, "We have not seen handheld gaming outside of Asia as being a huge market opportunity."
For us. He left that part off.
Are you fucking kidding me? Bruh. I mean, that's all I want to say about that statement. Like, that's just, bruh. That's it. So he continues to say the Vita experience was that outside of Japan and Asia, there was not a huge demand. The lifestyle shift toward the dominance of smartphones as a single key device that is always with you was the determining factor. He continued with the Nintendo device is a hybrid device, and that's a different approach and strategy. The folks at Nintendo have their strategy, and that's great. And then he completely put any hopes of a new handheld release at any time soon. He says, we remain focused around a highly connected gaming experience and also coupled with having a great range of other entertainment experiences so you can reach multiple people on the big screen in the household. I mean, I feel like he's kind of shooting himself in the foot right now. He's like, people, they don't want the mobile gaming with the, powerful consoles and stuff. That's not really a big market. Meanwhile, the Switch, freaking sales are skyrocketing. For the first time ever, their stock price, I understand this is, there's more complicated than that, was bigger than Sony's. This is a huge success, and he's still sitting there going, I don't know, guys. I don't think this Snapchat thing's really going to work. Like,
I mean, they have numbers. They do their reports, and I'm sure there's something on their side that they're looking at. Again, he did address the fact that the Switch is not 100% portable. It is a hybrid, and so for them to design something that would have to compete, they would have to design a hybrid, which goes against everything. I don't even
think so. I think that as long as they had a powerful, and that was the question I wanted to bring up. We do have some stuff in chat I want to read real quick though. Carolina says, but smartphones is why Nintendo is having to reach out to Generation X. Tristan goes, you are reading this on a giant TV. That is true. Yeah, that's true. And then other stuff that is out of context and I don't understand now.
Because you read it backwards.
Yeah, I think so. But that is what I wanted to talk about. Like, okay, so let's say they wanted to. How could Sony compete with Switch, do you think?
Easily.
Okay.
It's Sony.
How?
Well, I mean, they have the Vita. The Vita didn't really take off in the United States. That's the whole reason why they're not really looking at it. Yes, it is a powerful system that has amazing technology that we never even tapped into. You literally found out 3 months ago what it could really do after it's been out for 3 years. 2.5. So in Japan, it would be huge. In America, it's going to sink. Okay, and the only reason why is because they don't have amazing titles that everybody has to flock to, like Fire Emblem and Pokemon.
I think that you're onto something. I think you just took it the wrong direction. You said that it's Sony. That was like your big thing. You're like, it's Sony. Mm-hmm. I think that because they have such an access to technology at an affordable price that Nintendo does not, the reason why the Switch is so underpowered is because they can't make a more powerful device, for cheap enough. So. Oh no, absolutely, dude. They don't. They have to get their.
Nintendo's not broke.
No, it's not that they're broke. They'd have to take a huge hit on each console. They'd have to take a giant hit, and it's just not worth it. I'm sure they took a hit on the Switch. I don't see why not. But Sony, so if they have access to technology at a cheaper rate, they could put a faster processor in there. You don't even really need to make it that much stronger that much better than the Switch. You make something that is comparable. You make a Vita that is like a Vita 2.0 that is twice as powerful as Vita, which is not really that much. I'd say that'd be a PS3. You make a PS3 that you can take on the go, and you can plug a little cable into your TV. It doesn't have a hub. It doesn't have anything like that. You just plug a cable, and then you're good.
Okay, so I agree with you on this. That they absolutely can do it. The reason why I'm going to say that they don't, and this is going to go out of the video game world, but more into technology world. There's a company called Kyocera. Not a lot of people know who they are in the United States. They're kind of small because they're more for the rugged phone. They're not the most top-of-the-line phones. They're literally designed to work in construction. Now, over in the Japan and Asia, they're the second biggest company. They're huge over there. And it's because Japan doesn't need the top of the line, most badass graphics card in order to run the high-end shit. They are 1,000% content-related games over America's eye candy. And
then that's the problem with Sony is that they're all about the groundbreaking stuff. I think if they took a cue from Nintendo, stopped, saying quotes like this and just saying, hey, you know what? The Switch is onto something. It is about gameplay. It's about the games that come out for it. Why don't we just make an underpowered system, make it cost effective, make it cheap, $200 or something like that, even $300, make it portable, and then just have games on there that are just really awesome, make a really awesome library, and they may not look great, but the gameplay is king.
I don't think they're going to do it.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, they tried it with the PSP, they tried it with the Vita. They didn't market it correctly. They didn't get the right developers for it. I don't know. They don't have the content. Yeah. So they can make the system, hands down. They can't get the content. And
then Mark agrees with me, too. He said, I buy the Vita 2 at a fair price if it had a release library and support to go along with it.
Content. Always.
Content. You're right. And then Tristan says, Nintendo's biggest handheld competition is their own 2DS. He was saying earlier that nobody can really compete with Nintendo in the portable. That's true. I don't know. But it's still, for Sony to say that this is not a thing that people want, that's the dumb statement, I think. And I guess he also can't go out there and say, oh, yeah, man, I wish we could do that, but we can't compete with Nintendo. They're just better than us. I get that, but that
was, just a nice way of him saying, no, Nintendo won the handheld race, so we're out of it. We have a very successful console going on right now. Why would we ever devote any money to that?
If anybody were to come back and make a handheld that I would love to see, I'd love to see Sega just make a handheld.
Just a nice Game Gear.
Game Gear all over again. That huge...
They only make games now, though.
I know.
Do they even still make games? Although, Sega made some really good games over the years. I liked them.
They did.
I can't think of any, but I know that I looked at them fondly.
I think they just became publishers. I don't even think
they did. You're right. So, speaking of the Switch, it finally happened. A piece of news came out that made me finally decide I'm going to buy a Switch when it is readily available. I'm not in any rush, but when I can go into a GameStop any day of the week and buy a Switch, I think I'm going to finally buy one. Now, this is weird because this is not giant news. You would think that maybe with the Bethesda showing their support for it that I would, jump on board with that. But no, it was Telltale. So during an interview with MCV, Telltale's creative communications head Joe Stouffer, told MCV that the Nintendo Switch is a perfect match for Telltale, and no series is out of the question for a Switch port. The studio is also looking backwards and forwards in their portfolio when considering what to bring to the platform. Dude, why the hell not? If some Telltale games can run on mobile, absolutely, and the platform is perfect for that. That's why I want to get a Switch now, is because I feel like Telltale has the exact kind of games I would want to play on the go. Story based, it's like reading a book while you do whatever.
Right, but
DJ. Well, you have it on that autoplay, and you just sit there and you just play your games.
I think it's a stupid reason for you to buy a Switch now because of that. Only because you already.
It's not just that reason, though.
Well, that was earlier. You said off camera that this is the reason why I'm going to buy a Switch. But a few weeks ago, you did say Bethesda showing as much support as they were was going to be the trigger switch for you. But now you're
no. I'm saying it's one more reason. All the things where it's one more reason. It's one more reason. So I see Bethesda showing their support. One more reason. Indie developers are putting great games on there. One more reason. The reasons keep stacking. And then this was just the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm not saying that. If none of that other stuff happened and Telltale just said that. Then no, it wouldn't be. Oh well, now that I can get Telltale games, it's okay, so I can get my Telltale games. Are they going to do
an exclusive?
Probably not. If I can get my Telltale games, I can get my Bethesda games. I can get all that all on one device. I'm sold.
So you're never going to touch your Vita again because you'll have your Telltales on the Switch now because you don't need to.
Well, but the Switch is so big that.
That's what she said.
Did she?
Yeah.
Did she?
I never heard her say that.
I've never heard her say that ever.
Wait, hold on.
The Switch, you can't just put in your pocket. The Vita, you can. So depending on different situations, I would bring my Switch or I'd bring my Vita.
If you wear your Jinkos, you could probably fit in your pocket.
There you go.
That's something that needs to come back. Yeah. Jinkos. Practical Jinkos.
Jinkos with battery packs for your cell phone.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mark says, admit it was Skyrim. No, it wasn't Skyrim. Actually, there's more to this. So,
There's more.
Oh man, I gave myself a segue and this doesn't make any sense now, so I have to figure out a way to continue the story. I'll just say it. Studio isn't in a hurry to release The Walking Dead for Switch yet, because looking into earlier seasons might require some additional effort to bring our content up to speed and up to Nintendo standards, and that definitely makes sense. Actually, my girlfriend Jamie, she was playing The Walking Dead, and I was noticing the original, like season 1, and even though we were playing on a high-powered PC, there were a lot of issues with that. Frame rate drops, skips, all that kind of stuff. Don't look at the news. Don't look.
But
so yeah, and Nintendo has a high standard for games that can be released on their consoles.
Yeah.
So
I got nothing.
Yeah, and so Stover says the first season of Batman will likely be the next title to come to the platform, with Guardians of the Galaxy and the second season of Minecraft Story Mode expected to follow sometime after. So, I have a trivia question for you guys.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I saw the answer.
God damn it, Tristan. Did you see the answer?
I did not see the answer, but I'm going to get it wrong.
Okay. What is the best-selling computer of all time?
Oh, the one I built yesterday.
No. False.
The
8
Lisa
points.
2.
Huh?
The Lisa 2.
The Lisa 2? Give me a real answer. What's the best-selling PC of all time?
Oh, PC. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said just computer in general, because the Lisa 2 is the
No, just computer.
HP.
No. It is a Commodore 64.
Okay, that's not a computer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Come on.
That's fake
TI-84.
So yes, the Commodore 64. A company called Retro Games is making a mini version of the Commodore 64 that will come out early 2018. It's going to be $69.99.
Nice.
99 too much.
Oh. It's going to have HDMI bundled joystick and 2 USB ports for keyboards or additional joysticks. And it's also going to have a bunch of classic games on there.
Like Frogger.
You want to guess how many games?
69
Did you see that answer?
I did see that.
You did see that answer? How many games?
69 games?
It's not 69. It's 64 games. Commodore 64 is going to have 64 games.
They should have sold it for $64.99. That would have been appropriate.
Yeah, I know. So they say a full-size version is coming out as well in 2018, sometime after the launch of the C64 Mini. So I didn't know much about the Commodore 64. I didn't. I've heard of it. I knew that it was a best-selling PC, but I didn't know much about it. And I looked up the games that came out on it. They don't look bad at all.
Yeah, Shadowgate came out on Commodore 64.
Yeah, they look pretty. I mean, they don't look like.
Speaking of which, Shadowgate's getting remastered. In case anybody didn't know, that's awesome.
Cool.
So
why didn't you put it in the news?
I forgot. I was building my board game table.
Okay, so so yeah, it's that's coming out, and I'm actually I don't know if I'll pick it up because you could probably just get those games on PC now. But I don't know,
like you can with everything on the SNES Classic.
That is true. All right, great talk, guys.
Yeah,
great talk. We're gonna move on to The Last of Us Part 2 once my mouse starts working again. So Last of Us 2 Part 2, sorry. They unveiled a new poster for the game this week, and there it is. If you're watching the video, you can see that. If you're listening, then you can't see anything. You're missing out.
It's just a giant bonfire with a hand and a hammer.
But don't say what's in there. I want chat. Okay, so yeah, there's fire, there are cars and stuff, but there's bushes. A hidden
trees.
There's a hidden image in there that I didn't notice at first. You caught it like right away.
Yeah, if you look at the bottom and the center and work your way up, you'll see it.
Well, so
dumpster
race, go.
So when I was looking at the guide, they even said it's in there. I'm like, I don't see it. So they said, look at the car, and the car is the start of it, and then work your way up.
That's what it says,
the middle car.
I just didn't say car because I wanted.
Well, I said car because the car is important. Because the center could be the center of the image.
None of our watchers are even looking at the picture.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about us anymore.
We are a podcast. So we are
a podcast. Yeah, they cannot see it. So for the people that can't see it, if you
what
look
is it?
Dead center. There's a wolf.
It's a wolf.
It's the fire.
It's a wolf.
A penis.
Yeah, it's very phallic. There is a wolf. At first glance, it doesn't appear to show much, but yeah, according to our article from IGN, that's a wolf. Now, according to IGN, the wolf means something. We don't know what. It means something. There's no correlation to anything in The Last of Us to suggest means anything.
It's going to be a co-op game, and the wolf's going to be a playable character.
Actually, hold on. I think you're half right. I think you're half right. I think
Half-Life. And that's not coming out.
It's Twilight Princess. You play as a wolf.
Fuck you both. I think you're right. I think they're going to add
It's not co-op, but
because I mean, look at it like this. Okay, so Last of Us 1, Ellie was the companion that follows you around, and she was learning how to fight, but she wasn't that good at fighting yet. She would kind of jump in and out or whatever, but by the end of that, I mean, she's combat ready. She's good to go. What if now to add that whole companion thing,
she's a werewolf.
She's a werewolf. That's it.
She's a werewolf.
That's it. She's a werewolf.
Got it.
That's how you fight the zombies.
Mark wants to know, what does the wolf say? Yip, 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 yip,
No,
yip,
that's
yip,
the fox.
yip,
Come on,
yip,
you're
yip,
the
yip,
DJ.
yip,
You should
yip.
know this.
Woof, 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 woof. So, did you guys know that there was a video game voice actor strike?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Well, see, damn it, I wish you didn't, because I had a whole thing about this.
Tristan would know.
So there was, for almost a year. Anyways, it's done.
Is it fun?
They're done.
What do they do?
They were striking.
Oh,
and now it's done.
Oh, there was
like
a strike?
hazard pay
I
and
thought you
stuff.
said there was a game of voice actors.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
No, it was a strike. So yeah, can you tell me about this? Because I read it, I went over the details, and it didn't seem interesting enough. Maybe I missed something.
It was pretty controversial. They were striking over trying to get like hazard pay for games that require a lot of shouting, things like that. They wanted to have like disclosures if the characters they were playing were going to say like racial slurs, things like that. I mean,
but how would they not know when they looked at the script?
I think it was at the beginning, maybe.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know much about that portion, but I know a lot of it was the hazard pay. The reason it was so controversial is because of all the extra like royalties and things like that they wanted. When we have like developers who are working through crunch time and like not being able to see their families, they felt like the voice actors, which are a pretty small part of it, were kind of asking for too much when they weren't getting any representation themselves.
I mean, to be fair, voice actors are like half the fame of a video game these days.
Yeah,
that's true.
People go to conventions all the time to meet him. I met Matthew Mercer the other day. Didn't even know that I met him.
What?
Yeah. Like
Where?
At Gen Con.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah, no, I met him. It was great. It was like he was there.
How did you not know that was him? He's so handsome.
I knew that it was Matt Mercer, but
He's
I didn't
so
know that he
handsome.
was anything outside of the voice actor for McCree. Like, I knew he did other stuff.
Yeah.
And then I guess
did a
everybody
lot.
else told me, like Jacob told me and a couple other people. He actually has a whole YouTube channel called Critical Role. Finally watched an episode of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to start something like that maybe one day. Who knows? But
Cool.
Yeah, I just met him. It was cool.
Well, one of the things I read about it that was weird was they were saying that they needed disclosure if they're voice acting a sex scene. How do you not know you're voice acting a sex scene?
Maybe they don't get the full script before they actually.
Oh yeah,
agree
but
to
I mean, like, you're looking at the script, you're like, okay, so just say these words. All right. Oh, God. Is that good? Did we get it? What is that for? Did I get stabbed in the stomach? I don't know. I'll sit with that awkward silence. I don't care.
Yep.
All right. Sorry.
I disagree with the hazard pay. I mean, I don't know if actual actors get that for having to scream or anything like that. I know they get hazard pay for actually doing scary shit and explosions, but
I mean,
everybody
voice actors, their whole job is their voice, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Jennifer Lopez, she got life insurance on her butt.
Yeah.
So
that's
I mean,
thing.
that was her thing. So I mean, they can go get.
I think
insurance
Beyonce
on
got it on her
voice.
legs.
They can go get insurance on their larynx.
Their larynx.
Is that a word?
it's close to a word.
Larynx.
Their larynx. Get that. So here's a really weird story. I love this story. It turns out in the original Super Mario World, developer Takashi Tezuka, you're welcome, Jacob, and Shigefumi Hino,
Good job.
again, you're welcome, Jacob, revealed that when Yoshi stuck out his tongue while Mario was riding him, don't read it.
Oh no, I know about this one.
Yeah,
It was because Mario was punching Yoshi in the back of the head.
Yep, donkey punch for life.
Just bam! And
Yoshi Punch. Donkey Kong
Yoshi
wasn't in that one.
That's
That's
good call.
So in an official Nintendo interview, Hino said, lots of people think that while Mario is pointing his finger forward, he's saying go, and Yoshi's tongue comes out. However, the setup that I drew was that when Mario punches Yoshi in the head, the character's tongue shoots out in surprise. He went on to explain there was an added bop sound. However, it seemed like people would say poor Yoshi, so that's why it became that Mario is saying go. I wish there was a version out there that I could play that has Mario punching Yoshi in the back of the head. That'd just be silly. I don't know.
Can we take a moment to recognize Chris in the chat?
They changed.
Oh God. So Chris I think I just heard Jamie laughing from the other room. Chris Stanton goes, that must have made him dinosaur.
Yeah.
Pun.
I liked it.
It is smooth.
So why is it not okay to punch him in the head, but you can throw him down like an endless chasm, like to his death, just so you can get across.
Because that is you as the character making that choice, and you have to punch Yoshi in order to do certain things. Yeah. I would say, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so last bit of Nintendo news.
Animal abuse. Peter's pissed.
There is a story from them that makes absolutely no sense. So Nintendo has announced a new policy that restricts the live streaming of its games on YouTube. No surprise that happens. They're all about that. They're as bad as Atlas. That's fine. Okay. This policy...
I mean, they are absolutely terribly worse than Atlas.
Maybe. This policy extends, however, to the Nintendo Creators Program members. Now, I didn't know what that was, so I looked it up. The Nintendo Creators Program gives members rights to monetize videos of Nintendo games on YouTube as long as they meet specific guidelines. So, as a member of this program, you can make videos, but you can't live stream.
We're going to come back to that real quick.
Okay, all right.
I just see the post up here. Bowser was fighting for reptile rights.
Well, I mean, reptile lives matter. So.
Bowser being the best dad ever.
Okay.
I'm still standing by that.
So this gets worse, too. Nintendo points out that Nintendo creators are free to create a second account to live stream its games on, or otherwise remove themselves from the creators program and register their videos for manual review. What? So, like, you can't stream, but you can. You just... have to move it over to here, and you can make money, but you can't do it with... Tristan, you look like you have an answer. Please explain this.
I'm going to get a little conspiratorial. I'm going to pull out my bulletin board and my red string and my pictures.
Let's do this.
I think this has to do with the recent PewDiePie controversy.
Oh, 1,000%
with
agree.
him dropping the N-word several times in his videos live streaming while playing games. Nintendo is a family-oriented company.
And then if a video
kids are going to be watching
that...
games, if PewDiePie is playing a Nintendo game...
Because when he dropped the N-bomb, they showed that video over and over again with PUBG in the background. Yes. Oh.
But
I mean, you're so fucking smart. You're so goddamn smart.
They've had the rules.
I want to make out with your brain.
I mean,
no, but that's the thing though. The Nintendo Creators Program, that makes sense.
Yep.
And especially if that would explain the whole, you can make a second thing, you just can't be part of the Nintendo Creators Program, because then that would be part of the controversy.
Right.
Is saying, hey, part of this Nintendo Creator Program person, dropping N-bombs and, saying all this stuff. Okay.
Yeah, like Nintendo was endorsing this guy making content with their product.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well.
Wait, PewDiePie did have rights to Nintendo stuff?
No,
this is like if it was playing PUBG. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah,
it makes sense to an extent, like always, but
that's it. Now let's move on to what we've been playing. I haven't been playing like anything all week. I've been playing a lot of Persona 4. I've been grinding so hard on that game, just like putting it right between my legs. Just no. I've been grinding a lot.
You're the reason why Nintendo doesn't live streaming.
That is true.
We're not going to be part of the Nintendo Creator Club.
So I've been grinding a lot, and it's fun and I enjoy it. Brandon, what have you been playing?
Honestly, World of Tanks is pretty much the extent of my gaming at the moment. I picked up a game called Shyness.
I've heard of that. What is that?
I want to have an answer for you, but I've played it for about an hour. It seems interesting. It's kind of like a puzzler adventure game with straight up fighting. Like, it's a RPG. They advertise it as an RPG, but you run around as it's a puzzler, God of War-esque type deal thing. But when you get into combat, it straight up turns into Mortal Kombat.
So wait, isn't this the game where the AI like learns from you or something? Nope, that's a different game. Never mind.
Echo, I think.
Yeah, that's something like that. Never mind. Okay, so yeah. Okay.
This one's very cartoony. You play as a Waki, I think is what they call him. More or less a raccoon, and it's entertaining.
Okay. Well, keep us up to date with that.
Slow with it right now.
Interesting. What about you, Tristan?
Doing my weekly stuff in Destiny 2 and then PUBG.
Oh, by the way, Brandon is here. I can say it to your face. You owe me a pizza.
What did I do?
You made a pizza bet that we made a pizza bet that Destiny 2's story, I said that it will be an improvement and that it will be considered good. That it will be considered like it will have nobody says that the story was good in Destiny 1.
All right.
And that was your thing. You were saying that there's going to be controversy, people are going to be disappointed by the story, and I said that people will not be disappointed, and the story is apparently pretty good. It's been pretty solid. People like it. I get a pizza. Mark Mayfield says pizza time. Anyways, so yeah,
think Destiny 2 is
anything
a
else?
terrible
Playing
game.
anything else? No. Está bien. All right.
Played Layers of Fear a few weeks ago. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good game. I like that. I really want to play. What is the other one that they made? Observer.
Yeah,
Observer. That one looks good. I'll download that one and tell you guys all about it. Now we are going to move on to video game 20 questions.
Why don't we have an intro for that?
We just got one.
Well, why don't you make one?
It's your job. All right, I'll do it.
No, I need to make one. I've been meaning to. We're gonna touch up everything. We're even gonna have. I want to have a little news, like what is the crawl thing at the bottom? With all these stories that weren't that catchy or whatever. Just have the news crawl at the bottom. We're gonna do a lot of stuff, but I've been busy. Okay. So, I picked a random game out of my head place. And these guys will have 20 questions to figure out what game that is. So, start. I forgot a pen. Can you grab me a pen?
If you give us an answer.
No. I'll grab it my goddamn self. Okay, here we go.
I mean, he will give us an answer. It'll be yes or no.
Or be careful with that.
Or be careful with that.
Or all.
Or I
I
can't
thought we
answer
dropped
that.
the be careful with that one.
No, he's still.
No, I still do it, but you guys have just gotten better.
Oh, okay.
All right, so start.
Is it a fighting game?
Thank you. Oh my god.
Define fighting game.
Nope.
A game in which you fight.
Yep.
Okay, by that definition, yes.
Shit.
I mean, yeah. By that definition, yes.
Was it an arcade game?
I don't believe it was.
Find out and give me an answer.
On release, it was not an arcade game. I will give you
Find
that.
out. And give me
I'm
an
pretty
answer.
sure not. Maybe. But that's not where you know it from. I'll just say that. That's not where you know it from.
Okay.
Maybe, though. So don't exclude that. I don't think so.
Well, we know that it's not an exclusive.
Yes.
Yes,
How do you know that?
because you said that it's on other consoles now.
Okay.
We don't care if it was launched as an exclusive. Nobody cares about
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
That never helps us.
What?
that. It never helps.
What? Come on. Okay. All right. Fine.
Last time it launched
All
as an
right.
exclusive, it was an
All
arcade. And
Let's go. Let's go. You got 2 questions in.
okay. Was it made before or after?
You gotta pick one. and also a date. After. There you go.
Was it
After the 1800s.
Was it published before January 1st, 2000?
Yes.
All right, so it's an older fighter-esque style game.
Okay. Is there side scrolling?
Yes.
Good.
Oh, damn. You guys are doing really well.
So if it's a fighter style game, we're going to know that it's multiplayer.
Yeah.
Is there tag team in this fighting game?
Tag team?
Yep.
What do you mean?
Can you switch between the players you play as?
No.
Okay. So it's not like Marvel. It's not like Marvel vs. Capcom or it's not a wrestling
I'm pretty
style
sure
game.
no. I'm also pretty sure no.
Well, I guess most wrestling games would be
I'm pretty sure
isometric.
no. You might be able to, but I'm pretty sure no.
Is it based on an existing IP?
No.
Okay. So I know it's not like X-Men or TMNT or anything like that.
Chris is yelling at you.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I got to get rid of chat while we do video game 20 questions. Although after 10 questions,
we'll open it up.
I'll open it up on my phone actually.
Oh, damn it.
And then you guys can
What's the point of this big screen if I can't see what the people are telling me?
I can see you. Look. In fact, I need to get rid of that so you can't even see you because it's so distracting.
Wait, I mean, I know I'm distracting, but thanks for the compliment.
No, the screen is distracting. Ask the fucking questions.
You're always in a rush to get these 20 questions right.
Well, I mean,
it's called.
According to my phone, we're 10 minutes in, so whatever.
We got plenty of time.
We got so much time. All right, let's go. Let go.
So what do we know so far? It's a fighting game of sort with
side scrolling.
Side scrolling. Is it strictly side scrolling or?
I didn't narrow
You
that
didn't narrow that down. Let's try to figure out a console. Let's pull a Donnie real quick.
Okay.
Is it on the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis generation? Right, that's the generation together. Yeah.
No.
No, that's not the generation again.
No, that's not what it's on.
Okay, so it's either PlayStation or Nintendo.
Yeah.
Or, well, we know it's not on arcade, so it could be possibly PC. But if it was on PC, it'd still be made at a certain year, so one of those generations would still be the time frame, even if it was PC. Looking at you, Josh. So if it's PC, is it PC? No, don't tell me. I'm not asking a question.
All right, you're only 7 questions in, and you're doing very well.
7 questions.
I know. I'm pretty sure we're only at 5. I think he likes putting extra marks down.
Yeah. I do.
Mayfield, can we get a count? Scroll back. Let us know.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments below.
Let us know in the comments below. We'll never
let's
be able
go,
to
guys.
see it.
Let's do it. Lego.
We're coming.
Lego.
It's entertaining.
Lego.
This is like the highest.
Lego.
I love doing this.
God damn it.
No, Brandon.
Is it cooperative?
No.
There is cooperation.
How the hell is it cooperative if you can't tag team?
Because tag team would be switching characters.
That's what you specifically said. You specifically said, can you switch characters?
In that situation, is it a beat 'em up?
Go for it.
Is it a beat 'em up?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now we know that it's Battletoads. Nope, Battletoads was Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. So
yeah, it was. So
you have the craziest eyes right now. I'm sorry.
I'm always
You're like, no, it's Battletoads, it's Super Nintendo, guys.
I swear to God,
like foaming at the mouth. God, can't look at you.
I'm sorry, next time. What's the answer? Just let me know.
All right, 9 questions.
No, we only asked 1. How did it go from 7 to 9?
No, you asked beat 'em up, and then
that's all we asked.
No, you asked another one.
What did we ask?
I've been marking them for every single one.
Ask the scribe, please.
Scribe. Am I correct that we're on? Let's see. Okay. Well, he didn't update it yet.
All right. Well, sounds like.
Okay. Well, still. Scribe. Where are we?
Scribe.
Scribe. All right. We're at 9. I promise you, we're at 9.
I don't know if
I marked them down only when you ask questions.
All right. Well, what other beat 'em ups? Because it can't be like an existing IP.
Right. So now we need to figure out if it's a Nintendo or if it's PlayStation. More than likely Nintendo.
Yeah, Mark says 9 questions.
Yeah, Mark, you're wrong. Shut up.
No, he's not, and don't tell him to shut up.
I mean, he's not talking, so.
So then don't tell him to shut up. All right. Anything?
No. I'm currently like stuck.
Jesus Christ, you know so much about it.
I know, that's why I'm stuck.
You don't have to figure out specific games. Why don't you ask general questions about games?
Okay, well, I mean,
Do you play as a human?
No.
So, do you play as a frog?
Yes.
Battletoads.
Yep.
Well, frogs and
I knew it as
toads.
soon as I said beat 'em up.
Frogs and toads are different.
I know, but I also know how pissy he would get if I said
I mean,
no.
I'm just really annoyed because
I know.
I don't know that we can trust any of your
brutality.
I know,
Brutality was an NFL blitz.
Yeah.
Even
No,
in
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Even
Where's
in
my
Nintendo
sheet?
Wikipedia.
Did it fall?
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, well, I remember some details. It came out June 1991 for the Nintendo, not the Super Nintendo. That was the sequels, the Battletoads versus or with Double Dragon.
Battletoads.
Battletoads and Double Dragon.
Yeah.
And that's when they stepped up the graphics on it, made it look amazing. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like 4 hours away from the microphone when I talked.
It's cool, but yeah, I figured if I if I said no to frogs, then
Battletoads also went to the arcade, just so you know.
did it?
Yeah.
Untrustworthy.
I don't know. Maybe I think Battletoads and Double Dragon did. Original Battletoads. So, okay, do you want to do a pizza bet?
Huh?
Pizza bet?
Pizza bet, double or nothing.
No, not double or nothing.
Double or nothing.
Okay, fine.
A
We're gonna figure out right now.
Right now.
We're gonna figure out right now.
Live.
If the original Battletoads came,
just any of the Battletoads.
no, because I'm telling you that Double Dragon Battletoads, I think it did. I'm agreeing with you, but you said the words out of your mouth were the original Battletoads.
I never
came
said
out.
the original.
Yes, you did.
I never said the word original.
Scribe.
Stop fighting, Mom and Dad.
You said original. We're gonna play this back. I want to do a pizza bet on whether or not you said original. Okay. Well, let's just answer. Let's just answer.
I know the original one did not. The sequel.
The original never came to arcade and Battletoads series. The Battletoads franchise, video games, bam. LCD, nope, that's not it. Game Boy, no. SNES, no. Crossover did not come to. Oh, there is Battletoads arcade. But it's known as Super Battletoads.
Regardless,
and it's
of
a different one that is not the original. In your face. And that does it for us, guys. My name is Josh. How are you?
Are we starting over?
Wait, I almost said that's it for us, guys. My name is DJ Robin. I'm here every Thursday starting at that's it for us, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching live, thank you so much for listening. If you're listening on Podbean, Google Play, iTunes, or Stitcher, we appreciate that. Make sure you rate us 5 stars and do comments and reviews and all that, because we appreciate that and it helps out a whole bunch. Maybe give us a couple shares. You can share us on Facebook.com/DownRightFierceGaming, Twitter at DRF Podcast, Twitch.tv/DRF Podcast, where we do some live streaming stuff. I will be doing a lot more now that I have all this room to do stream stuff. Definitely some VR stuff, because I've been working out. Oh, that's what I've been playing.
He's been working.
I've been playing Super Hot. Every morning I wake up and I play Super Hot. I do the same levels until I do the time trial thing. I try to like beat the time and stuff. And when you do it that fast, like, it's a great workout. So that's what I've been playing, Super Hot. And then you can also follow us at Snapchat at DRF Podcasts. I have been doing some stuff, some snaps with that, so follow us on that. You can subscribe on youtube.com/Downright Fierce Gaming. If you want to buy a t-shirt, you can, and a poster, you can buy that at teespring.com/Downright Fierce. And if you go on patreon.com/Downright Fierce, you can give us $2 a month, and that will give you all of our exclusive content 1 week early, and it will also get you thanked at the end of the episode. So we want to thank Mark Mayfield. Thank you, Mark Mayfield.
Thank you, Scribe.
We want to thank Jeff Knight. Gracias. Jeff Knight. We want to thank Brian Altano, Damon Hatfield, and MC Lars for letting us use their music. MC Lars, again, we will have that interview soon.
Sick beats.
We want to thank our executive producers, Brian Kaminsky and Andrew Kirkendall.
Face kicker
himself. Guys, trees are a lot like cars. You can't fuck them.